Good morning, children. Yes? Did you like the story? The monkeys, the cat seller and the monkeys, the new generation. See children, here most of you, they will get the confusion like Ramu Kaka and his grandfather. The monkeys and their grandfather. See children, now in this generation, the monkey and the cap seller, Ramu Kaka, they are present in this generation. But the story, before going to start the lesson, I told you about the Ramu Kaka's grandfather, right? And the monkeys were who dropped their cap as well. They were these monkeys' grandfather who was sitting in the on the tree along with these monkeys. Right? No more confusions. Now, let us read the complete lesson one more time. Okay? Here, why all the monkeys did not throw the cap? Because the grandfather monkey was sitting with them. Right? He might have told that we were fooled by the Ramu Kaka's grandfather because we all gave our caps back. Now you don't give, he might have told, right? So this generation, they did not copy. They did not copy Ramu Kaka and they did not throw the cap also, right? So each one of them, they were having new caps. Then, and they were pleased with their new possessions. Means they were feeling very proud to take the caps for each one of themselves. Right children? Understood the story? Okay, now what we will do? I'll write your homework here. See children, this is your homework. You have to read the complete lesson. How many times? 2 times. Okay, you have to read the complete lesson 2 times. And write script writing page number 3. I'll show you the page number 3. You have to write that very neatly and you have to send the work. And children, don't use the other words, like you have to read with the correct punctuation, right? With the correct pronunciation. And you have to stop where there is a comma. Understood? Let us read the complete lesson very neatly. You have to practice that. And you have to remind the story. Okay? Now let us open the textbook and read the complete lesson. Yes, children, let us read the lesson. The cap seller and the monkeys, the new generation. Red caps and blue caps. Pretty little white caps. Green caps and yellow caps. Polka dotted caps. Striped caps. Come out, children, where are you? I have got caps for each one of you. It was past noon, and the children were back from school. Hearing the familiar song, the children ran out of their homes to greet Ramu Kaka, their favorite cap seller. The children were very fond of him because he told them interesting stories of people he had met in other villages. Moreover, his caps were good and cheap. Ramu Kaka managed to sell a few caps. After entertaining the children with some stories, he decided to move on to another village. On the way, he saw a big tree. Ramu Kaka was tired. He decided to take some rest under this huge shady tree before moving on the next village. He carefully lowered his basket of caps and after eating his lunch, he went off to sleep. He wanted to take a short nap. Ramu Kaka did not realize that the tree he had chosen was home to a lot of monkeys. They waited till he had fallen asleep. Then they quietly slid down. They quietly slid down the tree, opened his basket, and helped themselves to a cap each, pleased with their new possessions. Pleased with their new possessions. They scampered up the tree, chattering loudly. The monkeys made so much noise that Ramu Kaka woke up. He was shocked to see his basket almost empty. Hearing the loud chattering of the monkeys, he looked up and can you guess what he saw? The monkeys were playing with his caps. He wanted to laugh and cry at the same time. When he looked into his basket, the basket was almost empty because all the monkey they took one cap for them each and they scampered up the tree. While he was wondering how to get his cap back, yes, while he was wondering how to get his caps back, he remembered what his grandfather had told him. His grandfather had also faced a similar situation. He too had been a cap seller, and the trick he had played to get his caps back was well known. He grinned. Monkeys like to imitate human beings. Imitate means copy, right? Monkeys likes to copy human beings. He nodded his head knowledgeably. He nodded his head knowledgeably. He was sure that he too would get his caps back. Ramu Kaka stood at a place from where he was sure all the monkeys could see him. He stood at the place making sure that all the monkeys could see him. Turn the page. He confidently picked up a cap from his basket and put it on his head. What he did? He confidently picked a cap and put it on his head. And sure enough, the monkeys did just that. All the monkeys too put their caps on their head. Then he put his hand on the cap, looking at the monkeys from the corner of his eye. He was happy to see that all the monkeys too had their hands on their caps. Ramu Kaka then threw the cap down. Then he threw the cap down. He waited and waited and waited, but no cap came down. Ramu Kaka was puzzled. After a long time, he looked up and guess what he saw? Grandfather Monkey was sitting with all the monkeys and they were all laughing. The grandfather monkey was sitting on the top of the tree along with all the monkeys and they all started to laugh. Understood the story, children? Ramu Kaka's grandfather and this grandfather, they were in the similar situation. But in their time, all the monkeys, they threw the caps down. But in this new generation, this is our new generation, they did not throw the cap. They did not become fool of from Ramu Kaka. Right, children? So this was the story all about the cap seller and the monkeys. Now children, you have to read all the complete lesson 2 times. Right? You have to read 2 times and underline the new words and read them properly. Now children, let me show you the script writing. The page number 3. You have to write the stars twinkle, dogs bark. The complete page you have to write very neatly. You have to trace the letters first. Can you see the dots? You have to trace them. Then you have to write as you have traced the words. Right? The stars twinkle. The stars twinkle. And dogs bark. B-A-R-K. Understood, children? First trace the two lines, then sharpen your pencil and start writing the complete page. Okay? And put the date at the corner, 16th of August 2021. Okay, children? Do your work and send me. Bye. Take care.